testimony time. You guys, I want to give you a testimony of God's goodness because he is so great. You guys know he's great, and if you don't know, I'm gonna let you know over and over. I just want to say thank you to those that have been following me, those that just started following me. I'm gonna share a lot of testimonies because we live in a see it to believe it generation, and I can't lead you to Christ if you don't believe. And I don't want to force it on you, so why not just share how he works in my life? Okay, guys, so many of you know that God moved me to Texas, and when I first drove to Texas, my kids and I just got in my crossover SUV, and we vacuum sealed all of our clothing and any necessities we put in our trunk, and we drove 24 hours to Texas, okay? So we didn't bring any furniture or anything. So when I got here, I knew I wanted to buy my children new beds. I knew I wanted to get some new furniture. But we did hold on to our stuff in New York at our apartment that we kept until our lease was up. So I just want to say, so we just recently went back to New York, and I was like, okay, we got to get our stuff here, but it's so expensive. We're in a recession right now, so spending a lot of money is something I'm not trying to do. So I drove up there. I ordered a hitch online for my car. I'm like, I'm going to order a hitch. I'm going to get one of those U-Haul trailers. I'm going to get my stuff. I'm going to drive back to Texas, right? So I remember when I was up there, I sold my couch. It was a very expensive couch. I sold it for... It was $2,000. I sold it for $200. That's how bad I wanted to get rid of it, because I just didn't want to deal with all the stuff there, right? So I remember speaking to the people that bought it, and they were like, you're going to drive your stuff all the way back? I was like, yes. She goes, just know that you're going to have to drive really slow, and you have your dog, and you said your knee hurts, and also it's going to take you extra long to get back to Texas because you have to drive slow. And I looked at her like, yeah, that's not happening. So I started to look online. I'm like, let me go look at these moving companies again, because a sister is not trying to be driving longer than 24 hours with 3 kids and a dog and a bad knee. So I started to look around and things like that, and then I'm like, you know what, this is just not gonna work. So God, and I say God because I had went through reputable sites. I'm not saying Craigslist isn't reputable, but then God led me to Craigslist. So I went on Craigslist to the services section, and I just looked in the labor and moving, which I had done previously before I moved down here, and I couldn't find anything. There were some movers, but they're $2,500, and I'm just like, I gotta pay rent and all that. I don't want to pay that, I'm a mother of 3. I'm a little bit frugal. I want to save a few dollars here and there. Anyways, so I go online that moment, and I find someone, and I come across this ad, right? And I'm gonna read it to you guys exactly what it says, but it blew my mind because God is amazing. What are the odds that you go online and you find exactly what you need when you need it? And my mind was set that I was not going to take this drive with a hitch, 3 kids, and a dog with all my stuff. It was not happening. So I'm going to read what the ad said. It said, hello. I'm driving across the country, Albany, New York, to Los Angeles and San Diego, California, to make a delivery leaving New York on October 10th. Or the 11th, the latest. I have lots of room left in my truck, a full-size pickup truck also pulling a small enclosed 6 feet by 12-foot trailer. So if anyone needs anything delivered anywhere along my route, I would be happy to help you out for a reasonable fee. Specializing in smaller moves, things like small household moves, boxes, furniture, cargo equipment. Then he starts listing all this stuff. Pictures below are just some examples of previous transports. I make this trip twice a year for the past 12 years. I will be making stops along the way. My route is not set in stone. I can stop anywhere between New York and Cali. Truck and trailer fill up fast, so book your space early. And then he lists different places that he's stopping at, and Texas was not one of them. Like, it says Albany, New Paltz, New York, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee, Los Angeles, California, and San Diego, right? So I reach out to him, and he gets back to me immediately, and he's like, how much do you want to spend? So I'm just like, of course I'm going to start low. I was like $600, $600. And mind you, the U-Haul trailer that I was going to get was a 5 by something. It was a smaller space than what he had. So already God was like, he had gone ahead of me and knew I needed more space for the stuff that I had. So anyways, he's like, all right, let me think about it. Where are you going to? Text me the addresses and I'll get back to you and see if I can do that, right? So he gets back to me and he's like, I can do that for you, but I would have to charge $1,000. So I was like to myself, you know, that's not bad, because I had paid $200 for this hitch that had to get installed. I would have probably pay about another $200 just to get installed in my car. Additionally, the U-Haul trailer that was smaller than the space that he had was $750. And that was not including gas, not including hotels, in the event that the trip took longer. So I actually thought it was a very good deal. So he wanted me to pay him up front, and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, I could give you half at pickup and then half when you return. And he's like, oh, I've been burned. And I'm like, you got all my stuff. And at this point, I'm like taking a leap of faith, because, you know, it's my stuff. So I made sure that everything that was super duper valuable wouldn't go. Long story short, fast forward, I met him, a wonderful guy named Jim. He's like, hey, here's a picture of my license plate. Here's a picture of my driver's license. Send me your driver's license, just so I know in case anything happens. You guys, not only did Jim deliver, but he delivered like a day or two in advance. He came here, dropped off my stuff. I had no issues with him. He updated me along the way. But I just want to let you guys know that God goes ahead of us. He sends angels ahead of us, and he has everything planned out. Like, that was the most carefree moment in my life, and it just reassured me that I am functioning under the Holy Spirit, because I just had an unction that this was what I was supposed to do. There wasn't any doubt. There wasn't any confusion. I knew that this was God. And the fact that the date said 10/10 is very significant, you guys. 10, the number 10. I was just like, that was the day that I was planning to leave. Also, like, he posted the exact, and you guys, the number 10, I'm looking at my notes, indicates God's authority, completeness, order, and divine perfection. Everything was complete. Everything was in order. I didn't have any worries. God went ahead of me. I did return the Amazon order. I received that money back. It was just so reassuring to be confident that God had me, that he had my stuff. Like, I didn't have to worry about, you know, it not getting here, just being scammed or anything. Like, when God tells you yes, you trust that yes, you know? So I just wanted to express, like, how much God's favor has been over me, and why I continue to be obedient to him, because he shows me, you know, and he encourages me to keep trusting in him. And I just want to let you guys know that, you know, at times it may not look like it's going to work out. It may look like it's going to be an overwhelming moment, but those are the moments where we just really, really have to trust him even more, because the enemy wants us to feel defeated, to be confused, to be, you know, just like wandering around and like full of anxiety. And the way to combat that is to just trust God. Just be like, you know what? God's had my back before. Like, what's the worst that could happen, you know? And that's what I do, and that's what I try to do, because I trust him. So just wanted to share that with you guys. Anyone, you know, is planning on making a decision, and you just feel an unction that God's telling you to do it, just do it. Like, What do you have to lose? Well, I love you guys so much, and we'll talk soon. Later.